This meeting agree to being recorded and live streamed. Please ensure that if and when you speak, you are respectful to others and use appropriate language at all times. Coolabong Council accepts no liability for any defamatory or offensive remarks or gestures made during the course of this meeting. The recording of this meeting will be made publicly available on Council's website. I'll call the first item, applications for leave of absence. I have one from Councillor Weaver. Could I have a mover, please?
Yes, I'll move.
What have you done to me, mate? Have you got an order there? Hang on a minute. Beautiful. Moved by Councillor Oldham, second by Councillor Newsom. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. When I put that, if you like, you just physically raise your hand, and that might make it a little bit easier and a bit quicker for us. Item 2 is declarations of interest. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Oldham, seconded by Councillor Newsom. Anything to declare? Councillor Nash, have you got something to declare? Hand up, that's all.
She's frozen, eh?
Hang on, she's frozen.
I can't get a deal.
Yep. That's it, beautiful.
That's better. She got it.
Beautiful. Nothing to declare, everybody? I'll put that. All those in favour?
No.
Against? That's carried. Item 3 is declaration of political donation. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Durkin. Seconded by Deputy Mayor Jones. Anything to declare? Nothing. I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Item 4 is the mayoral minute of appointments. I have tabled a report with Robin. Anything for the mayoral minute from anybody else?
Kev, I got a quick one. It's Peter.
Yep, Councillor Batten.
Just with the General Manager and also Councillor Travers, we attended the Activating the Carbon Economy in regional Australia on Thursday. Very enlightening. Most of the focus, which I'll put into a written report, was on really activating a circular economy. So retrieving resources from products that are already made rather than what's been happening currently and in the past, which is a linear economy where we dig stuff up, process it, mostly these days in China, and then dispose of it. So now a clear recognition that we cannot continue in that same vein. So.
Well, thank you very much. Anyone have anything else? Councillor Travers?
Yeah, just like Councillor Batten, I found the forum the other day very, very interesting, and look forward to what the future holds for us, not only in recycling, but also in the parks hub that's get up and running.
Thank you. Anybody have anything else at all? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 5 is Committee of the Whole. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Trevor, seconded by Councillor Durkin. Does anybody have anything for Committee of the Whole? No? All good? I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 6 is grouping of reports, and we're grouping 7 and 8. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Travers, seconded by Deputy Mayor Jones. Any questions or comment on that? I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 9 is the Manildra Library property lease. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Newsom, seconded by Councillor Travers.
Marlene may want to talk. May have a question.
Alright, any discussion on that at all? Councillor Nash?
Yes, please. I think that I've been outgunned, but I just wonder why we have to be 5-year lease, that's all. Can we change that at all?
Whoever can answer.
Deputy GM Heather Nichols. Are you able to answer that at all?
Through you, Mr Chair, as detailed in the report, to do that, it's the final stage of what's the third extension or the third part of that lease. To change that to any different term would require negotiating the whole lease.
I'm just wondering, could we get the fellow that we already released the property off to maybe extend that one at all? Any chance of that?
Through you, Mr Chair, the lease for the current property, we're into the final extension of the original lease. Any variations means we would need to redetermine the whole lease. We only have until September to exercise the current option. The suggestion to Council is that we set that program to look to the future of the performance for the Manildra Library. But to do so, we need to secure the current location until we can work with Central West Libraries and the community to determine the future of that facility in Manildra.
All right, anything further on that? Anything further, any more questions, any more discussion? No? You're right, Councillor Nash? Yep. All right, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 10 is the Cabon Family Daycare Community Child Care Funding. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Deputy Mayor Jones and seconded by Councillor Travers. Any discussion on that at all? Councillor Jones, you wanted to speak to that?
Yeah, just briefly, please, Mr Mayor. Just to acknowledge that, firstly acknowledge that this council has been very supportive over the last term of children's services and expanding school holiday and before and after school care, and just want to acknowledge the council's family daycare staff and our educators who do a great job in providing childcare services at an in-home environment. I know, having had previous discussions with senior staff on in regards to family daycare in the past few years, council funding has decreased a little bit in this area, but it's certainly very welcomed this additional money, which will go a long way in reducing fees for both educators and families and ensuring the service can grow and that Cabon as a whole can continue to attract family and help parents return to the workforce. So I think it's a really good news for our service.
Thank you for that. Councillor Nash.
I'd just like to commend Cabon Council for supporting family daycare. It's a very vital part of our childcare, and I'd just like to thank them very much for that.
Thank you. Any further discussion there at all? I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Item 11 is request for donations. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Oldham, seconded by Councillor Davison. Stuck his physical hand up there pretty quick, so I'll take that. Seconded. Any discussion on that at all? Councillor Trevors.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just with the Kidhouse soccer nets, was that their mower or a council mower that rendered the net unsafe or unusable?
Oh, just reading on the report, it says a Kaboom Council mower on the report.
Yeah, I just thought that if it was a council mower that it didn't need to actually go to this point of coming to a meeting, that it could have been just dealt with in the house, I thought, but I don't know the procedure.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I have no information on whether it was a council mower but being used by the soccer club or whether it was our staff. Either way, council's going to pay the bill, so it's probably. But you're right. If it was solely an incident by council, we could have done it a different way. But perhaps it might have been a bit different. But I'd hate to guess at this stage because I don't know the full information.
Thank you for that.
Matt, you got your hand up there?
You're on mute.
You're on mute, mate.
Of course I am. Yeah, I'll take that on notice, Mr. Mayor, if I may, and I will get back to Councillor Trevors on the result of that. And if we need to, we can make an adjustment at the budget review to adjust the donations float.
Thanks for that. All right, any further discussion on that item at all? Councillor Trevors, you got your hand up still? No, run up. All right, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Item 12 is the Events Assistance Program. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Newsom and seconded by Councillor Durkin. Any discussion on that at all?
No, just a comment that I'm presuming that if it's not held, it'll be carried over till next year.
I would suggest so. I don't think
That's if the event's going to be carried over next year.
Yeah.
But they may choose not to take it and then hold it. Let's hold it.
Did you hear that?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks. Any further discussion on that? I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Item 13 is the Arts Out West membership. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Oldham, seconded by Councillor Davidson. Any discussion on that at all?
Just that Arts Out West have for a long time been doing an amazing job supporting the arts and artists in our region, and it's great to continue with that.
Thank you. Any further discussion at all? No? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Item 14 is the Section 355 committees. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Oldham, seconded by Councillor Newsom. Any discussion on that at all? Councillor Newsom.
Oh, no, sorry, did I have my hand up?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't have any discussion. We worked through that previously, so we know what we were aware that was coming up.
No problem. Councillor Davison.
Right on. Is there any money left over in any of these accounts or anywhere that needs to be proportioned out?
GM.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the money was wound up, the bank accounts were closed and the money was returned to council or used by the community groups for their purposes, depending on the timing of it. But I believe most community groups use them. I'm not sure of this particular one, but Manildra Sports Ground didn't have much money in it. And Cargo Community Centre, I believe what money comes back to council, and then we'll obviously be holding that money in reserve to use on those community assets where it's appropriate.
Thank you, Mr. General Manager.
Councillor Newsom again.
Oh, sorry, is it keeping on coming up? I'm not touching it.
We'll get that sorted. Done.
Hang on, lower hand. Is that it? Is it down now?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay, I won't touch it. Sorry.
Councillor Nash.
The Sports Council at Manildra did say they were going to give their money to the Progress Association, so I don't know whether they did or not, or whether there was enough to give or whatever, but that was the go with that one.
Yes, through you, Mr. Speaker, that's right. One of the options, I just wasn't sure whether it was this actual batch of community groups. There was basically three options: to spend the money prior to the wind-up, money comes back to council and held for those reserves, or the third option was that the Progress Association holds for the community group by agreement. Sorry about that.
All right, any further discussion on that at all? All right, I will put that. All those in favour?
Right.
Against? That's carried. Item 15 is the swimming pool pre-season works. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Oldham, second by Deputy Mayor Jones. Any discussion on that at all? All good? All right, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Right.
Against? Was that an against, Councillor Batten, or that was a late fall?
A very late call. No,
Right.
it's for, not against.
No problem. That's carried. Item 16 is the Combined Swimming Pools Master Plan feedback. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Davison, seconded by Councillor Newsom. Any discussion on that at all?
No, just a little bit of info, right? Not too much. It was just really saying people are confused whether they can go to the hospital or, like, I was thinking it's probably just, okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I've only got one small question on that. You're frozen in my frame, but there's no mention of the proposal to contract out a master contract for all of the pools. That's not mentioned there. The only mention is the more localised management of pool and it's subject to contract, which is still in place for the coming season. Am I wrong in thinking that the OGM did recommend that we have a pool contractor for the lot of them? Sort of a master contract?
No.
Deputy GM, Matt?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the Pools Master Plan does mention about reviewing the contract arrangements. And so for the purposes of the community consultation, the response was that that the current pool season will be run as per the existing contract, but per the Pool Master Plan, that contract coming up for renewal will be reviewed to consider a different operating model or maintain the existing model that goes forward. So for all intents and purposes, it is in the master plan that the contract and how it's administered is reviewed.
Thank you.
Councillor Newsom.
I didn't mean to have it up.
That's
Sorry.
all right. No problem. Any further discussion on that at all? Or I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That is carried. Item 17 is modification of development application 2007/0138/2 for a 7-lot subdivision of 245 DP 756890 and lot 1 DP 591097. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Nash, seconded by Councillor Batten. Any discussion on that at all? All right, no discussion. I'll need a show of hands. We need a division on this. So I'll put that. All those in favour?
On the screen.
Who we got? Probably show your hand on the screen too. Your actual hand up on the. Then we just do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Greg Travers is missing.
Councillor Travers, you're there. Yep, you're on. On 10. Yeah, okay. That's unanimous. Item 18 is questions for next meeting. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Davison, seconded by Councillor Durkin. Does anybody have any questions for next meeting? Councillor Davison.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, I put it up and rather than putting it down, and it should have been up and shouldn't have been down. I haven't got a question at all.
That's fine. Councillor Dash.
Oh, thank you. I'm just wondering whether an invitation could be sent to Deborah Kanar at the Molong Health Services for input into the strategic plan. I don't know whether anyone's been in touch with her yet. She's keen to give input on health requirements and information, and also to liaise with the Aboriginal community. I've got her email address if you want it, but I'm just wondering if that could happen, please.
Through Mr. Mayor, yep, we'll make sure she gets invited. As you can appreciate, we had a lot of plans for going to our community strategic planning process as we speak, actually even earlier. A little bit on a hiatus, but we're moving rapidly as we can, trying to come through some virtual solutions because the show must go on. And obviously health will be very important in that. We'll make sure she gets contacted.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions for next meeting? No? I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Item 19 is business paper items for noting. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Davison, seconded by Deputy Mayor Jones. Does anybody wish to call any business papers items for noting? Councillor Davison.
Only number 3, if I could just talk about that briefly.
All right, you have number 3.
Regarding the local government conference, so
Righto. Anybody else? Councillor Batten.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a quick comment on the question I asked for, the report that I asked for at the last meeting.
Hang fire, yep. Anybody else have anything?
I do.
Councillor Newsom?
Just in relation to item 8, is this able to be given out now to the people who were requesting information on Nangar Road and Fish Fossil Drive?
All right, we'll call that out and we'll discuss that in a second. We'll just go back in order. Has anybody else got anything? No? All right, so Councillor Davison, item number 3, which is the local government conference. You wish to speak to that?
Just quickly, Mr. Mayor, I would like to go along to that thing. It's a virtual meeting, so you can go along with my fluffy slippers and go to the meeting and listen to the various moves and shakes that are going on.
Should that be open to everybody?
Yeah, with your indulgence.
Just a 1 hour session.
Yeah, I think they've only limited it to you can go on it, but you can't actually vote. I would imagine.
Yeah, just from the GM there, there's no problem with that at all. Yeah, you can go on it, but I don't think they'll be able to vote, he's suggesting.
I thought there were always 2 votes for each council, or for our council there were 2 votes.
Mayor, deputy mayor, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, it depends who goes, who attends it. Councillor Davison be mayor and deputy initially, and then if they're not available, be delegated down the line, I guess.
I think the voting part of it will be next year.
Yeah, it's not till next year. The actual business paper, through you, Mr. Mayor, the actual business paper will not be done until next year. So this is simply, I suppose, the machinery section to roll over the LG.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I thought it was to be, anyway, that's all right.
Yeah,
No problem.
I suppose the conference proper has been postponed. This is just a special 1 hour to get through what they have to do in order with their constitution.
Yeah, he's presenting the reports and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Councillor Batten.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Firstly, can I thank the General Manager and staff for a rapid response to my request from the last meeting, where I asked for the movement on a plan towards Combined Council being net zero by 2030. In discussion with the General Manager, and I invite through comments from him through you, Mr. Mayor, step 1 of that, when we actually get there, would be to actually document council's carbon footprint at a chosen point in time. And in those discussions, we did suggest that it should probably be before the General Manager and Deputy General Manager Infrastructure embarked on replacing our car fleet with our current crop of hybrid cars.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, just to comment on that, we replace our fleet in a rolling way. We don't do a bolus changeover. And the council is fully aware that we're trialling the hybrid vehicles, which I think, I just read something on the weekend, I think hybrid vehicles have half the carbon footprint of a standard vehicle. So that'll be a key part of the work to work out what the impacts are and how we mitigate those in setting. I don't want to quote some politicians, but we need to be cautious in setting a target. We've got to work out where we've got to get to. So we need current state before we can predict future state. But we undertake to do that work in the very short time, in the short period. Hopefully, over the next 6 months, we'll be able to come back to the new council with a plan.
Any further on that, Councillor Batten?
No, thank you. Certainly answered the questions that I was raising at the time in a very well-informed manner, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Councillor Newsom, item 8, Nangar Road and Fish Fossil Drive, Canowindra.
Yes, I've noted that we're going to seek a road safety audit to be undertaken. So I guess, is there any sort of time frame around that, or is it, a long way off in the future?
Deputy GM Matt.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we can get started on that road safety audit immediately, and that road safety audit will inform work that we'll have to do in the future to both pursue funding and any quick wins that we can get. The actual site that is the subject of this report is not a straightforward matter to address. It will require significant design work and pre-planning work to progress, but at least with the road safety audit, we'll have the strength in seeking grant funding to assist us.
Okay, thank you, Deputy GM.
Councillor Davison, another question? No? No problem.
No, Mr. Mayor, I don't think so.
That's all right. Okay, all right. Well, I'll put that now. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Item 20 is matters of urgency. Can I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Newsom, seconded by Councillor Durkin. Does anybody have any matters of urgency? Nope. All right. I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Item 21 is a committee of the whole section of the meeting. Although we don't have anything, I need somebody to move that. Moved by Councillor Olam, second by Councillor Davison. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? That is carried. All right, we'll now move out of our ordinary meeting into our closed